This is gonna be fun.
Fuck it.
Hello, everyone. Today, I will be recapping a movie called Expendables 4. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. The film begins in a chemical plant in Libya. General Fazan is seen spending time with his wife and son while his soldiers guard the area. Suddenly, a ruthless trafficker named Ramat and his men arrive and bomb everything in their path in search of General Fazan. Ramat captures Fazan and has already murdered his wife. He threatens to kill Fazan's son unless Fazan reveals the location of the detonators. Fazan gives up the codes, but Ramat shoots his son and then kills Fazan. Later, Barney goes to find his old friend Christmas at the house where he now lives with his partner Gina. Gina is hysterically yelling at Christmas, and Barney, being a good friend, takes him to a cantina for a drink. Barney asks him to help him get his precious ring that he lost betting against a short boy called Jumbo Shrimp. As Barney tells him that he couldn't fight because his back hurt, Christmas decides to kindly ask Shrimp and his henchmen for the ring. Since they didn't want to give it to him, Christmas engages in a physical altercation and defeats them. Despite Barney claiming to have a bad back, he ends up carrying a fat guy to teach him a lesson. They manage to retrieve the ring, and it is revealed to be an excuse for Barney to bring Christmas along with the rest of their team. Barney and Christmas meet with the other Expendables Toll Road, Gunner, and new recruits Easy Day, 50 Cent, and Galen, the latter being the son of Galgo, Antonio Banderas' guy from the last movie. The leader of the CIA, a well-dressed man named March, arrives and explains that Ramat was hired to steal nuclear missile detonators. The one who hired him is a man called Ocelot, who plans to use the detonators to start a world war. They decide to go to the Libyan desert to stop him. Barney pilots a plane to transport his team to Libya, but they come under fire during the landing. They make an emergency landing, regroup in 2 vehicles, and continue their mission from the air. Ramat and his men have already taken the detonators and are planning their escape. The sniper tries to shoot Ramat but fails due to failing eyesight. Ramat and his men manage to escape while the rest of the team takes action. Barney gives directions from the air, and eventually the sniper shoots down an enemy car. The Indestructibles chase the remaining vehicles, engaging in combat, using grenades to explode their enemies, stealing vehicles, and exacting revenge. However, Ramat escapes with the detonators. Barney sees this and orders Christmas to go after him, while the rest of the team continues fighting the remaining bad guys. Christmas manages to reach Ramat's tank and starts shooting at it, but he witnesses another tank attacking the plane carrying Barney. Christmas disobeys Barney's orders to let Ramat escape and instead destroys the tank before it can harm his best friend. However, Ramat manages to bomb Barney's plane before he can escape, resulting in Barney's death. Christmas finds Barney's burned body wearing his favorite ring. Afterward, the team gathers at a bar for a musical tribute to Barney. While toasting in his memory, Jimmy Marches appears and informs Christmas that his disobedience in letting Ramat escape made Barney's death in vain. They have decided to remove Christmas from the team, which will now be led by his girlfriend Gina. Feeling betrayed, Christmas leaves with wounded pride. Some days pass, and Christmas goes to the house he shared with Gina. She informs him that they are closer to discovering Ocelot's true identity and that Barney's death has helped reopen an old investigation. Barney himself had tried to uncover Ocelot's true identity 10 years ago. Gina also tells him that she and her team will travel in search of revenge for Barney. Gina reminds him that he was not invited. Christmas gets so upset that she starts to fight, and in the end they both win because so much fighting ends up in bed after wasting passion. Christmas gives her his knife to stab the unfortunate Spilett, and the next day we see that it was a trick because the knife was actually a tracker. With the tracker, Christmas follows his team closely while they travel to a secret base in La Silla. Gina leads the Expendables, now joined by new recruit Lash, to begin by going to a CIA black site to meet their superior, Russo. She marches to tell them that Ramat had kidnapped a ship to take it to Russia. Since he already had the detonators, he planned to build a nuclear bomb to make it explode. They had to prevent it, but be careful that the Russians do not discover them in their territory, because this could trigger the Third World War. Then he tells them that according to Ocelot intelligence, he would also be on the ship, and this would be his only chance to catch him. Furthermore, Marge says that the investigation that was opened after Barney's death showed that the FBI had a Chinese prisoner who had worked with him and knew his identity, but did not want to reveal it for fear of reprisals. So now they had to go on their mission. Marge wanted to make sure that they did not fail like the last time, so he decided to go with them to make sure the mission was carried out successfully. Christmas goes on his own to seek out a man named Desha in Thailand, a former friend of Barney's. Desha tries to hide his identity before seeing Barney's ring on Christmas's finger. He helps Christmas by providing a boat so that they can catch up with the rest of the team. Only when they are in the middle of the trip, Desha confesses that after being a violent murderer, he decided to retire so as not to get lost on that dark path. Meanwhile, the team heads towards the ship, and after boarding it, the sensors show them that there was an active nuclear bomb. However, the strange thing was that they could not see any of the crew. While they were exploring the ship, the team was the victim of an ambush, and they all ended up being locked up, making them realize that there was a spy among them. When they are arguing, trying to find out who betrayed them, a group of goons enter and take Marsh as a hostage. Christmas sails with Desha, and when they are about to board the ship, Desha refuses to accompany him because he did not want to go back to his bloodthirsty life. So Christmas must go alone. After boarding the ship, he sees that the unhappy Spilla men were raising an American flag so that the Russians would stagger and believe that they set off the bomb. Meanwhile, Ramat negotiates with the CIA to launch the change of the Chinese prisoner who had worked with Ocelot. This would prevent him from denouncing his boss. On the other hand, Christmas goes in search of his friends hiding in the corridors of the ship and taking care of Ramat's men while pursuing the sensor that was hidden on the knife. After one of the criminals confesses where his companions were, Ramat realizes that there was an intruder on the ship and orders his men to liquidate him immediately. Then a violent chase begins, and while Christmas escapes, liquidating Ramat's men, he reaches the nuclear bomb and discovers that it would soon be detonated. After this, Christmas escapes aboard a motorcycle and takes advantage of the speed to shoot the criminals without being caught. Then he faces another unfortunate motorized man whom he ends up sending with the sharks. Suddenly, a man appearing, preparing projectiles, so Christmas runs away to hide. And when he thought that everything was lost because several criminals had him surrounded, Desha appears and defeats them all, demonstrating his skill in martial arts. He says that he returned to protect his friends, and then they begin to fight, managing to defeat several more Ramat's men. Meanwhile, the team discovers that the only way to escape was by opening a door that leads them to their freedom. Only they are trapped again by Ramat's men, who are happily defeated by Christmas, and Desha, who arrive to help their friends. Seeing him, Gina confesses to Christmas that she knew about the GPS and the knife, and then the rest of her friends welcomed Christmas. He takes his team to the bomb, and after discovering that it would explode in less than half an hour, they realize that Ramat must have in his possession the only switch that could disarm the bomb. Then Christmas reveals that his men were pretending that the ship was American, so that when the bomb explodes in Russian territory, the Third World War is unleashed. So they decide to recover the switch that Ramat had. And after setting a trap to explode a bomb near his men, the team confronts the criminals by shooting them, hitting them, and throwing them from high places. But just when everything seemed to be going well, the evil bigwig appears and stabs Toll Road. Then Desha and Lash confront him and engage in a fierce fight. Both of them harm the bigwig and end up killing him. Suddenly they see that the auction was ready to exchange March for the Chinese prisoner. So Christmas goes to where Ramat was, and after facing his men, he has a fierce battle with the ruthless Ramat, who killed his best friend. And although in the middle of the fight both fall from above, neither of them is willing to give up, and they continue fighting until Christmas eventually defeats Ramat. Before Ramat expires, he confesses that his boss, Ocelot, was the one who had the switch. The helicopter arrives with the Chinese prisoner, and when Marge sees it, it turns out to be Ocelot. He makes him expire to prevent him from giving away their location. When Christmas realizes that Marge was Ocelot, he destroys the helicopter where Ocelot was planning to escape, and the enraged Ocelot reveals that he had the switch to stop the explosion. Furthermore, Ocelot confesses that after the explosion, he planned to blame the Expendables for everything and appear as a kind of savior. Then, Ocelot orders Christmas to be eliminated. But he realizes that they can escape in his boat that was hitched to the ship. The indestructible Expendables detonate an explosive to distract the criminals, and they begin to board the boat one by one. When it's Christmas's turn, he tells them that he will not do the same thing as last time, and he will finish the job so that it will not be in vain. Although his team does not want to leave him, they depart because they cannot allow Toll Road's injuries to worsen. With less than 7 minutes left until the explosion, Christmas hurries to change the direction of the ship. Upon discovering that, Ocelot orders his men to finish him off. Despite knowing that they only have 4 minutes, Christmas, now unarmed, believes that this is the end for him. However, a plane suddenly appears and bombs the ship, coming to Christmas's aid. Surprised to receive help, Christmas realizes that his friend Barney orchestrated the entire plan. Barney faked his death to reopen an old investigation that proved Ocelot's true identity, leading to Ocelot's downfall. After shooting at the ship, causing it to sink, Barney reunites with his team. In the end, Toll Road Man who managed to save himself falls in love with Lash. Barney sees his team making fun of Christmas for trying to be a hero. Barney talks to Christmas and confesses that while he skydived, he used the body of Jumbo Shrimp to fake his death. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I always love hearing from my viewers, so feel free to leave a comment below with your thoughts on the video or any suggestions for future content. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.